Doug, good morning. What did you think last night?
I thought it was better than advertised. You know, I mean, I actually, Dan, was at Clemson a couple weeks ago, and, you know, Zion's from the area. His stepdad played, I believe, at Clemson, and everybody thought he was going there. And he turns around, he goes to Duke, and you know how it goes when you don't get a guy. Well, you know, he's a great dunker, but there's and it wasn't necessarily Clemson's basketball people, but other people, you know, had things. Well, he didn't play against great competition, and he was great. He was great. He was efficient. He played hard. And then, oh, yeah, by the way, they have R.J. Barrett and Cam Reddish, and they played great as well. I think the Kentucky side might actually be more interesting in terms of how bad they were and how ill-prepared they were and how embarrassing their performance was and maybe the lack of adjustments. And maybe that was purposeful. But in terms of Zion Williamson, he was better than advertised. And that's really hard considering the hype.
It's one thing where sometimes you'll find this, and you know this as well as anybody. There's a guy who's great in college, but there's a teammate who will be better in the pros. Right. Do you see that with R.J. Barrett and Zion Williamson? If you had the number one pick right now, I know it's early, who would you take?
Yeah, it's one game early. I'd probably take R.J. Barrett because enough of these guys that have watched enough of these things all tell me. And I do think, remember, you know, this is you have to remember he's going, for the most part, he's going not just against college kids, but, you know, against Kentucky, he's going against 18-year-olds as well. And he's going against power forwards and centers. So you have to, you know, what is he in the NBA? Okay, he's going to have to play the four. He's 6'5". With long arms, and he's 285 pounds, which, as I texted you, only Boban weighs more in the NBA. And there's just this fear, like, dude, you can't carry that much weight and play 82 games. And though he's a kind of unstoppable freight train going to the hoop, and you can see those types of dunks with, you know, the empty lane we're playing with in the NBA, you know, you're going to have to do it against better competition.
I mean, we're heaping a lot of praise on these kids, and we went back and forth, too. When's the last time America embraced Duke?
I don't. That's going to be a hard one for people, right? You're like, I'm rooting for Duke. It's so weird.
I know.
It's good because that school never gets a lot of attention in basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's no Dukies on TV, so they're going to have to find somebody to organically promote it. It's a good question. I've been listening to your show all morning. I'm kind of racking my brain. I can't remember. There have been moments. I mean, you know, remember Kyrie only played like 8 games for Duke. There were moments early on before he got hurt where it did feel like we liked that Duke team.
What about Johnny Dawkins? When Johnny Dawkins was there, did we?
Well, yeah, that's before they won. That was when they were the underdog, right?
Oh, okay.
And they were great. When they had Leitner, it was hard. It was a team that was hard to root for, and then it just kind of became a thing, right? And then it wasn't helped by Grayson Allen tripping dudes. That didn't help the reputation, and people just didn't like J.J. Redick, and I didn't really get that one. But I think once you start winning, we kind of turn on you, and so I'm sure that's coming for this Duke team at some point in the future.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.